Hello children, welcome back. I hope you remembered all the things what we have done in the previous topics on trigonometry. We started with angle and arc length, then we introduced ourselves to radian and degree measure, followed by the trigonometric functions. We saw that some identities and some extra proofs what we required, and most important was we introduced ourselves to the add sugar to coffee rule. Then in trigonometric functions we further studied how to find the value of the trigonometric functions of angles of any magnitude, that is 90 plus minus theta, 270 plus minus theta, 180 plus minus theta and 360 plus minus theta. Now what is put across to you today is the next topic on trigonometry and the last part of the trigonometry for your syllabus in the current year for class 11 is compound and multiple angles. There is a fear in the student's mind after doing this topic, because I would say there is nothing conceptual as such in this topic. It is very formulated, but there are many formulas which you have to keep in mind. So I will try my level best to give you the standard formulas and help you to understand how to derive the remaining formulas. The learning part is something different. So children, just pay attention whatever I explain to you, okay? And I will bring many sums on this topic, because this topic I want you to take the confidence back home, and every effort will be in that direction. So let us begin with this wonderful topic, that is compound multiple angles. So as I said, basically compound means addition of two angles, subtraction of two angles, right? And multiple angles means a single angle, 2a, 3a, 4a. Are you understanding this? So that way we are going to study first the basic formulas which we are going to help us in solving the sums of compound and multiple angles. The first such set of formulas is nothing but sine of addition of two angles. So sine of a plus b. The sine of a plus b is sine a cos b plus cos a sine b. So these are two angles, sine of a plus b. Sine of a plus b is given sine a cos b plus cos a sine b. Similarly, sine of a minus b is given as sine a cos b minus cos a sine b. Now these are very standard formulas, because from this further part of compound multiple angle there are many formulas. We will be deriving those formulas from these basic set of standard formulas. So sine of a plus b is sine a cos b plus cos a sine b. Sine of a minus b is sine a cos b minus cos a sine b. When the sum comes, you will come to know about this application. Similarly, let us talk about cos a plus b. Cos a plus b. Now cos a plus b is very simple now. It is cos a cos b minus sine a sine b. This you have to memorize, because you can derive it, but there is no the scope of the derivation is not there for the syllabus. So just this 4 to 5 formulas, just learn it properly. Cos of a minus b is equal to cos a cos b minus, so it will be plus sine a sine b. And eventually I want to add tan of a plus or minus b is tan a plus tan b upon 1 minus plus tan a tan b. Now if there is a plus sign, so plus upon minus. If there is a minus sign, tan of a minus b, that is minus upon plus. I just put both the formulas in the way I wish. Then similarly you can write for cot a plus minus b. Cot a plus minus b is cot a cot b So children, I hope you got this point clear. Tan of a plus minus b, tan a plus minus b upon 1 minus plus, and you have same way the formula for cot a plus minus b. Now these are not that standardized formulas. These two formulas are very important set. I just make you understand. This is the addition and subtraction formula. Addition of two angles. So sine of a plus b is given as sine a cos b plus cos a sine b. So sine cos and cos sine. The same sign, plus to plus, minus to minus. But when it happens to cos, it will be cos cos sine sine. When it is addition of two angles with sine, it is sine cos cos sine. And with addition of angles with cos, it is cos cos sine sine. And plus will become minus, minus will become plus. Having said that, if you divide these two, you get this particular thing. Anyway, right now there is no need to do the derivation here. So tan of a plus minus b is tan a plus minus b upon 1 minus plus tan a tan b. So let us begin with the questions associated with it, and then you will understand the exact use of this formula. But remember, there are many formulas which you are going to do, but all those can be derived with the help of this, and the derivation I will show you all instead of showing and wasting time on the derivation of this. Okay children, pause and note it down. Okay children, let us take the first question. Interesting topic, little bit tougher topics, but let us come understand the question, you will come to know. Now basically understand, compute sine 15. You know sine 30, you know sine 45. They are asking you find sine 15 from the angle, that is from the functions of 60 and 45. So what I can do is, now I can, as I want sine 15, can I write this 15 as 60 minus 45? That's the reason they are asking. From these two angles, find the value of sine 15. So what is sine 15? 15 is nothing but 60 minus 45. So I can apply the formula sine of a minus b. What is sine of a minus b? Sine of a minus b is sine a cos b minus cos a sine b. You'll get this point clear. So sine of a minus b is sine a. This is my a and this is my b. So sine of a minus b, right now we are focusing on how to use the formulas, okay, and what are the formulas we are not concerned. So a lot of importance to this formula application. So sine a cos b minus cos a sine b. So this is what? Sine 60 minus 45 is what? Sine 15 degree. No? So that's what they are asking. Find sine 15 from the functions of 60 and 45 degree. So sine 60 is root 3 by 2. Cos 45 is 1 by root 2 minus cos 60. Cos 60 is nothing but 1 by 2 and sin 45 is 1 upon root 2. I hope that is very clear to you about it. So basically if you see the simplification, it is root 3 minus 1 upon 2 root 2. Root 3 minus 1 upon 2 root 2. So I hope you got the answer clear. After finding the LCM, root 3 denominators are same, so just adding the second numerator. Now they are in cos 195. Now cos 195 they are asking us to find. So cos 195 is nothing but cos of, from what angle they are telling? 150 plus 45. Now I will share with you what is the point. How the previous knowledge helps us to identify the working on this, let us see. So cos of 150, so cos of a plus b. Cos of a plus b is nothing but cos a cos b minus sin a sin b. Work going over. Now cos 45, I do understand we have a standard value sin 45, but we don't know cos 150 and sin 150. So here we are going to use the previous topic knowledge. In the previous topic what we studied, you can find the trigonometric value of the trigonometric functions of angles of any magnitude. So let us do that first. So I am just writing the working here. Sin 150 I want. So you remember what you do? 180 minus 30. Second quadrant sin is positive, which is equal to sin 30, which is nothing but half. Similarly, I want to find cos 150. So this I can also write cos of 180 minus 30, because 180 minus 30 is 150. Second quadrant, so it is nothing but cos is negative minus cos 30, and what is cos minus cos 30? Minus 3 by 2. That's all, my game gets over. Now they are asking us to find the value of this. Just see, I got the value of cos 150. Cos 150 is minus root 3 upon 2. Cos 45, everybody knows it is 1 upon root 2. Minus sin 150, sin 150 is 1 upon 2. And sin 45 is 1 upon root 2. So I think it does basic maths applies here. So minus, if I take common, root 3 plus 1 upon 2 root 2. So this is the way you can evaluate or apply the sine of A minus B formula, sine of A, cos of A plus B formula. And this we are leaning back to the previous topic, what we have studied, how to find the value of the trigonometric functions of angles of any magnitude. Don't you think it's a little bit interesting, children? Formulas are the catch here. If you understand the formulas, these four are very standard. With that, I will derive the other formulas. Don't worry about that, and I will show you also derivation. These are more easier to understand. That means you don't have to learn all the formulas in a lecture. So I hope you got this point, children. So pause and note it down. Just to mention to you all, we have started with exercise 5A because based on direct application of this formula. So 5A, the first question we have already done. This is the third question, sum number 3 of 5A. Now they are telling prove. Proofs are sometimes the proofs are slightly difficult, but right now you have two options. Either you do A plus B whole square or do it, whatever it is. But I want to just connect to these formulas now. I want you to connect to these formulas. Sin A cos B plus cos A sin B. Now can you tell me, see, you can open the bracket and then still do it, there is no issue. But you should do a smarter way, apply a smarter way to come up to the solution. So if you see this is the presentation of this formula. So sin A cos B plus cos A sin B. So I can write in this case, this is nothing but sin of A plus B whole square, correct? Plus, this is cos A cos B minus sin A sin B. So this is nothing but cos of A plus B whole square. Now basically in trigonometry, remember whether it is sin A whole square or sin square A is one and the same, correct? So here I can write this sin square A plus B plus cos square A plus B, right? So what is sin square theta plus cos square theta? In 10th standard you have studied. Sin square theta plus cos square theta is 1. So you can say 1 because sin square theta plus cos square theta is 1. Because an angle plus angle is an angle. So that is some other angle. So sin square theta, that means what is this? So sin square 40 plus cos square 40 is 1. Sin square 30 plus cos square 30 is 1. So that A and B has to be the same angle. Not in this case. A and B I am not talking about. I am talking about the sum. This angle and this angle together. This is 40 and this is also 40, 50, 50. So I am applying the sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. So that's what they are asking us to prove. Simple working, but you have to understand how you really get to know about this. Other way, you open up, right, and it will really become a tough case because the reason is it will be very long procedure which you are going to get out. So this, okay, let's take question number 4. Sine of 60 plus theta minus sine 60 minus theta is 1. This is a very simple proof, children. So here I can say it is sine A plus B, this is sine A minus B. So everybody knows sine of A plus B, how I go about it. This is sine A cos B plus cos A sin B minus sin A cos B. Now remember, if there is no minus, this is minus cos A sin B. So minus of minus become plus cos A sin B. Right? So basically you know this can eliminate. So this is cos 60 plus sin theta. I apply the minus sign to this. It is 2 cos 60 sin theta. Now by the way, what is cos 60? Because cos 60 plus sin theta, cos 60 plus twice cos 60 plus sin theta. So cos 60, what is cos 60? 1 by 2 or root 3 by 2? 1 by 2. So 2 into half into sin theta. 2 gets eliminated. That is sin theta is equal to RHS. So the proofs are not difficult. Only thing it just test your knowledge. Sine of a plus b. Apply the formula. Okay, keep that in mind. So because there is no formula for this to directly apply, you have to open up and then simplify. I think that's a better way to do adopt this question. So note it down, please. Okay. Let us have a look at this question. Sine of a plus b plus cos of a plus b. Either you apply the sine of a plus b formula here, because or you can do. Anyway, I think I can go ahead with the formulas application here. So sine of a plus b, you have to prove that it is equal to 0. So sine a plus b is sine a cos b plus cos a sine b plus, I am putting this out, cos a plus b. Cos a plus b, what is the formula? Cos a cos b minus sine a sine b. So cos a cos b minus sine a sine b. I think it's very clear. So basically I don't have an issue with this. I have an issue with these numbers, right? So but in previous topic you had studied how to find the trigonometric function of any angle. So here I can say let us get the values of this and then I will just put across. Okay. Now I'll just put the values later on here. So let us get sine 240 first. So sine 240, you can say sine of 180 plus 60. Right? 180 nearer, so 180 acute angle, 60 is acute angle here, so 180 plus theta third quadrant, so it will be negative, minus sine 60, what is minus root 3 upon 2. Okay, let us do a little bit faster this part. Cos 240. So cos 240 is cos of 180 plus 60 again. So cos, the ratio remains the same, but with a negative sign because it becomes third quadrant. Add sugar to coffee rule, third quadrant. So that is minus cos 60 is minus 1 by 2. Similarly, let us get cos sin 330. Now sin 330 nearer will become sine of 360 minus 30, because 360 minus 30 will become 330. So 360 minus 30 fourth quadrant. So the ratio remains the same with minus sign. So minus sine 30 is minus 1 by 2. Try to do that. Okay. Similarly, cos of 330. Again here, cos of 360 minus 30, fourth quadrant cos will be positive. So this is nothing but cos 30, which is root 3 upon 2. My game is over now. So basically what happened, just see, minus cos 240. Now sin 240 is minus root 3 upon 2. I am putting the values here. Minus root 3 upon 2 cos theta plus cos 240 is minus half into sin theta plus cos 330. Cos 330 is root 3 upon 2 cos theta, right? And minus sin 330. What is sin 330? Minus half. Minus half into sin theta. So minus and minus become plus. So let us see now, this is the addition after I put in these values here. So minus root 3 upon 2 cos theta plus root 3 upon 2 cos theta, which gets cancelled. Minus half sin theta and plus half sin theta also gets cancelled. Eventually what is the answer? 0. So basically see how we are connecting whatever we have studied in the previous topic, that is finding the values of trigonometric functions of angles of any magnitude, and just simple application of these formulas to the question. Okay, let us see this question now. I think sine of theta plus sine theta plus, these are different relation for angles. So sine of a plus b, if you cannot, sine of a plus b, sine a cos b, is cot a tan b plus 1. Whatever this condition is. So let us go to the LHS now, because LHS need, now here I can apply the formula sine of a plus b, because these also are two angles only, two different angles. That's why the notations are different. So sine a plus b is sine a cos b. So let us do that. Sine a cos b plus cos a sine b upon sine theta cos. I want to prove something of this nature. The best way to deal with it, I don't have any clue. What I can do is, can I give this to both of them? Because just see, cos sine theta upon No, sin theta will get, okay. Cos phi upon cos, this will become 1. Right? I think let us do that. Let us see what happens. So if I give both of them, this will become sin theta cos psi upon sin theta cos psi plus cos theta sin psi upon sin theta cos psi. Now I understand what is happening here. If you look at this, the sin theta cos psi, sin theta cos psi become 1 plus. Now understand. Cos theta upon sin theta. Cos theta upon sin theta is cot theta. And sin psi upon cos psi is tan. So simple. Cot theta tan psi upon cos same, which is equal to RHS. This is somewhat difficult. I just applied one step expansion of formula and then I just got the sum down. I hope you got this message clear. So please. Hi children, this is a good question. It covers everything what we studied in the previous topic and the application of new formula. Anyway, well, let us just focus on the question now. They had told if. Now if you remember if word, I told you these are conditional sums. If the trigonometric ratio value is given to you, you draw a right angle triangle. Remember the last topic we had done? The same thing over here. So they are telling if cos alpha is minus 12 by 13, remember minus only tells you to which quadrant it belongs to. So don't worry, it is clearly specified in the question alpha belongs to quadrant 2 and in quadrant 2 cos will be negative. That's why the negative answer has come. Cot beta is nothing but 24 upon 7 because beta is in quadrant 3. Now don't worry, this is the structure of the given information. Before we proceed, the first thing I want to share with you, remember alpha and beta are two different angles, keep that in mind. So, we'll see, work it out. So first thing is, I told you in the previous topic also, whenever any conditional values are given to you, the best way is, draw the right angle triangle. So this you can take as alpha, draw another right angle triangle for this is nothing but beta. And write the missing sign. Now don't put a minus sign because minus only tells you which quadrant it is present, so don't worry about that. So it cos is this is 12, this is 13. So by Pythagoras theorem this will be 5. Similarly, cot is nothing but adjacent upon opposite. So this is 24 and this is 7. So 49 to 56. So I think this is 25. Right? Okay. Now I think it's fine. The value is 7, missing sides, that is 7, 24, 25. Now why I am doing this? Because I told you in the previous topic, whenever the conditional means what? They give you the value of some trigonometric ratio. Whether I use it or not, that's a different story. Just get this, the missing side of the right angle triangle. It is going to really help you a lot. Okay, let me just focus on the question now. They are telling find sin alpha minus beta. Now everybody knows what is sin alpha minus beta. It is sin alpha cos beta minus cos alpha sin beta. I am applying the formula. Sin of A minus B. Sin of A minus B, sin A cos B minus cos A sin B. Remember A, B, they are all angles. So here A and B is replaced by alpha beta. Don't worry about that. Now you have to be careful because they have specified that alpha and beta belong to which quadrant. Now look at alpha first. Alpha belongs to second quadrant. So in second quadrant, remember, add sugar to coffee rule. Add sugar to coffee rule. In the second, alpha belongs to second quadrant. So second quadrant sine and cosec is positive. So sine alpha, this will be positive, this will be negative. Because this is also alpha, matlab I am considering the quadrant 2. So in quadrant 2 cos will be negative, in quadrant 2 sine will be positive. Then beta is in quadrant 3. Quadrant 3 tan and cot. So this will be negative, this also will be negative. Because sine and cos both are negative in third. Because in third quadrant only tan and cot is positive, remaining are all negative. Now once you finish with this, your game is over. Sin alpha is a positive value. Now sin alpha. So sin alpha is 5 upon 13 into cos beta. For beta you have to look at the other triangle, right? Cos beta is nothing but 24 upon 25 minus 24 upon 25. Why? Because you have to put a minus sign over there. Similarly, minus cos alpha. Now cos alpha is negative here. Alpha, you have to come back to this angle. Cos alpha is nothing but 12 upon 13. And sin beta is also negative, minus sin beta. is 7 upon 25. Okay, so basically this will become plus. So you have to just work out the valuation of this now and see what comes up in the answer. If you want, you can simplify, but 5 and the 5, but don't do it, because in both ways are working now. You can use the calculator and quickly in one step you can do it. But I'll just show you here. So basically you can see it is 325. 5 4s are 20, 5 2s are 10, 11, 12, minus 120, then minus R is minus plus, and 1325 just now we found that is 325, and it is nothing but 84. So minus 120 minus 84, that is minus of how much it comes to 204 upon 325. Okay, I hope you got this answer clear. Now simply let us get the answer. Please verify this answer here. So tan of alpha plus beta. What is tan alpha plus beta? Tan A plus B. What is the formula for tan A plus B? Tan A plus tan B upon 1 minus tan A tan B. So tan A plus tan B upon 1 minus tan A tan B. So remember, never forget the quadrant position, because the reason is the ratio will change. Now alpha is in quadrant 2. Now all are tans here. So alpha is in quadrant 2, means tan alpha is negative, tan beta is quadrant 3, so positive. This is negative, and this is positive. So let us get tan alpha now. Tan alpha, you have to look at this triangle now. 5 upon 12, that is minus 5 upon 12, plus tan beta. Tan beta is 7 upon 24, right? And upon, what will happen? 1 minus tan alpha tan beta. Tan alpha tan beta is the same thing now. Minus 5 by 12 into 7 upon 24. Can you calculate and tell me what is the answer, children? I'll give you 1 minute for it. Copy the question properly, verify this answer, and find the answer for this. Fast, quick. So check out this answer. Don't you think you got this minus 36 upon 323? Are you getting the correct answer? Okay. Check it, this basic calculator skills actually. So just note it down as we go on. Okay children, now as we go on, you will see the level of the questions slightly rising up. Definitely just focusing on this formulas and we can get the answer. Now by the way, A plus B, they are not asking you sin A plus B, they are not asking you cos A plus B, they are not asking you tan A plus B. So they are asking A plus B. So what I can do is, first thing I told you the values are given to you, so best is draw the right angle triangle with different angle. This is A for me now. Okay, and by the way, you can say A, this is 1, this is root 5, so this will become 2. Then sin B, you can say it is nothing because the ratios are different, so that's why I'm taking that. So 1, this is root 10, okay, this is root 10, so this will be 3. Okay, I think as the ratio of the sides are completely different, that's why I'm taking two different triangles and working out. Anyway, right now the question, as I said, we are going to a little bit of higher level and focusing on these formulas and its application. They are telling if A and B are equidistants, find A plus B. So they are not asking you sin A plus B or cos A plus B or tan A plus B or whatever stuff it is. They are asking just A plus B. So what I can do is, so for that you need to find what is A and what is B. That's one way, but that is a very long time. So what I will do, any ratio I can take. So let us take, they don't mention any quadrant, both are positive, so take first quadrant. So let us talk about sin of A plus B. Because they want A plus B, I am taking a sine ratio. You can take tan also, you can take cos also. So sin of A plus B is nothing but sin A cos B plus cos A sin B. Understand? So let us get the values now. So sin of A plus B, I know they are asking only A plus B because it cannot be in isolation. I am going with sin, cos, tan, anything. So I am taking sin here. Sin A, both are positive quadrants, so A and B acute angle. By the way, there is no need to mention A and B is in acute angle with the first quadrant, all are positive. So sin A, from here what is sin A? 1 upon root 5. Cos B is nothing but cos B, 3 upon root 10 plus cos A is 2 upon root 5 into sin B is 1 upon root 10. So I think what happens, let us see. So sine of A plus B, look carefully what happening. 3 upon root 50 plus 2 upon root 50. Now this is nothing but 5 upon root 50. Now hold your breath. This 50 I can write square root of 25 into 2 upon 5. So this will eventually be 5 upon 5 root 2, which is 1 upon root 2. That is what? That is nothing but sine of A plus B. Please understand, I am doing basic mathematics and nothing more than that. So sine of A plus B is 1 upon root 2. Now listen. Okay, I do here. Sine of A plus B is 1 upon root 2. Now tell me, 1 upon root 2 is sine of what angle? Sine of 45 is 1 upon root 2. So sine of A plus B, instead of 1 upon root 2, I can write sine 45 degree. Yeah? And A plus B is 45. Because if I equate both sides sine, so this will get equated with this. So that's what they are asking you. Find A plus B. That is nothing but 45 degrees. So you can take tan ratio also. You're going to get the same stuff. Okay. So pause and note the nice question. Pause and note it down. Okay. Let's take this question. Tan alpha is equal to m upon n plus 1. Tan beta is given 1 upon. They are asking you alpha plus beta. They are asking you sine, cos, tan. So you can do cosine, draw a right angle and do it. But what I can do, if you see carefully, one more working I can try. For if they want tan alpha, so you can take any ratio. Say tan of alpha plus beta. What is tan of A plus B? Tan of A plus B is tan A plus tan B. Tan A plus tan B upon 1 minus tan A tan B, instead of doing the right angle triangle. So this way also you can do the sum. So here I can do it directly. In that case it will be slightly difficult. Anyway, coming to the point. What happens over here? I know the value of tan alpha and tan beta. Put in this and see what, because in the end you have to get alpha plus beta. So tan of alpha plus beta. What is tan alpha? M upon m plus 1 plus tan beta 1 upon 2m plus 1, right? Upon 1 minus m upon m plus 1 into tan beta is 1 upon 2m plus 1. This is one way of doing this work. So if you see the LCM here, so this will become tan of alpha plus beta. What is the LCM here, children? This will be m plus 1 into 2m plus 1. Cross multiply is better. So 2m square plus m plus m+1 upon 2m plus 1 into m plus 1 will become 2m square plus 2m into m 2m square 2m plus 2m plus 1 upon minus m. This is the same you have to take, no? So 2m square 2m plus 2m plus 1 okay, upon what? M plus 1 into 2m plus 1. Basic math. See, the mathematics skills is involved. LCM, factorization, simplification. That's what in class 12 is required. If your basics are strong, maths is your subject for class 12. Concept is just one step. After this is just basic mathematics. Every sum you take, every sum. Not this topic, you take any damn topic of class 12 also. Remember, the first two steps are conceptual, remaining all basic mathematics. Anyway, coming to the point, let us just evaluate this and go out. Right? So what will happen now here? There is some error here, 1 second. This will be 2m square plus m plus 1 plus 2m plus 1. Because you find the LCM here, right? Yeah. So what will happen now? Look at this clearly. So this will become tan of alpha plus beta is equal to 2m square plus 3m plus 1 upon. Now this cancels with this basically. 2m square plus 4m minus m is 3m. So 2m square plus 3m plus 1 So again it cancels, which is nothing but 1. Now tell me tan alpha plus beta is 1. Now tan of which angle is 1? 45 degree. So I can say tan alpha plus beta is tan 45, because this 1, tan of what angle is 1? Because why I am converting tan? Because this left hand side is tan, so right hand side I have to convert to tan to equate the integral part. So from here, therefore I can say what is alpha plus beta equal to 45 degree. Nice question, children. So just understand what we did. We are not going beyond this formulas, okay? Just applying this and working on the solution. Okay, so pause and note it down. Okay, look at the last question of the session, children. Okay, we'll be doing more questions of 5A as we go on. I'm not going to leave any sum undone. Mostly all the difficult questions I'm picking up. Now they are telling tan of a plus b is given x. They are asking find tan of a minus b in terms of x. Tan a and tan b is already given to you, so there is no issue at all. So tan of a minus b, if you see this, what is tan of a minus b? It is tan a minus tan b upon 1 plus tan a tan b. And this we don't need here. We'll see whether we need later on. But tan a minus tan b upon 1 plus tan a tan b. So please understand, tan a minus tan b. Now tan a is already given to you, 2x minus 1 upon x plus 2 minus 1 upon 2 upon 1 plus 2x minus 1 upon x plus 2 into 1 by 2, because tan a minus tan b applied. So basically I have to just work it out now. 1 second. Let us get the value of a first. Now if you see this, the LCM, this is nothing but tan of a minus b in terms of x they are asking. What is the LCM here? 2 into x plus 2 and cross multiply. So 4x minus 1 minus x minus 2 upon, so 2x plus 4 plus 2x minus 1, 2x plus 4 cross multiply, and here it is x plus 2 into 2. So just understand, 2 gets cancelled, x plus 2 gets cancelled, 4x minus x. So tan of a minus b is nothing but 3x minus 3 divided by 4x, okay, 4x plus 3, yeah, okay. So I hope this is tan a plus b I got, and this is nothing but tan of a minus b. Right, now what is the b question? Let us work it out. So I am just writing this tan a minus b this side so that we are going to use it out. So tan of a minus b is nothing but 3x minus 3 upon 4x plus 3. Now let me write the second question and solve it for you all. Till then, just note it down and then I will rub it off and do the next part. Okay, the second question, have a look at it. Tan of a minus b is 1 by 3. Tan of a minus b 1 by 3. So can you find the value of x from here? Okay, so I think tan of a minus b is given 1 by 3. They are asking a value, no? Okay, let me see this part. We'll work out the part later. So tan a minus b maybe is tan a minus tan b upon 1 plus tan a tan b is equal to 1 by 3. Understand the b part? This is the b question. We have the 19th question. Now tan b already given half. Put in this. So tan a minus b minus tan b is half divided by 1 plus half tan A is equal to 1 by 3. Now if I cross multiply this will become 3 tan A minus 3 by 2, 1 plus half tan A. Remember they are asking A, okay, so that's why I am just reflecting this. Now 3 tan A minus half tan A, so 5 by 2 tan A is equal to 1 plus 3 by 2. 1 plus 3 by 2 is nothing but 5 by 2. So tan A, eventually you can cancel 5 by 2, 5 by 2 is nothing but not 0, 1. Now whose value of tan is 1? 45 degree. So from here you can continue here. So tan A is equal to tan 45. So A is nothing but what? 45. So it's look difficult. The second question was a very clear cut question, that is tan A minus B. So thought is what? Tan B is given to you. So tan A minus B, I can apply the formula directly, substitute this tan B value and get tan A. Why? Because they are asking only A. So tan A you can get it. So tan A is 1. So eventually 1 is tan 45. So A is equal to 45 degree. So I hope you got this point. Children, it's a good question. Last one of our session. So I am doing some more better questions in the next lecture on this compound multiple angle.